Now you're probably thinking, what the hell has divorce got to do with property? Well, actually quite a lot. And if you're in the serviced accommodation game and you're not careful, that's exactly what will happen. You'll get divorced from your family, your wife, your partner, your husband. You'll also get divorced from your kids. Because this game, whilst it is wonderful, if you do not systemize and process it, if you do not get organized, it will take over your life. And whilst you think this might be a side hustle or a little hobby at the start, or maybe even just a second revenue stream to start off with, I guarantee you it will soon take over your life as you start to scale, because you'll get hooked. It's a drug. You'll get hooked on the acquisition. You'll get hooked on wanting more properties. You'll go from 1 to 5 very quickly. You'll go from 5 to 15. You continue to scale. But the problem is, and I've seen it having coached hundreds of entrepreneurs, they do not get themselves out of the operational side of the business, and they end up crumbling. They end up adding 60, 70-hour work weeks to their already existing 40, 50, 60-hour work weeks. They end up giving their life up for this game, and you've got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Now, that doesn't mean we chuck the towel in, we sell all the properties, we get rid of it all, and we stop doing it, because it's an amazing business model, and it continues to generate cash every single month. Every new property that we onboard creates new cash flow. Every single month, as long as we get the area analysis right, which in the previous videos we've showed you how, and as long as we put everything else into play to make sure we're making the right decisions, we're educated, we're setting them up quickly, etc., then it will make money. So therefore we want more of them. However, there becomes a point where you will be responding to guests all the time. You'll be dealing with guest issues. You'll be dealing with cleaners not showing up. You'll be panicking, running around because you've got another guest due in. The hospitality game is not for the faint-hearted, and it's not for the people that cannot systemize and process it. If you aren't prepared to work out of the business and invest in people to run the business for you, then I would advise you maybe to step out now. This is a tough game, but once you get it to a level where the cash flow is positive and you can invest in staff to take over the operations, you need to do it. Because if not, you're going to get divorced. You will not have the time to be able to run a family, a normal life in this business unless you get yourself out of the operations. I cannot stress it enough, and I've seen it time and time again. So how do we do that? First and foremost, you need to invest in good staff. Virtual assistants, consultants, those are the types of people that we can use on a day-to-day basis to just answer the phone, deal with the issues. And we give them SOPs, standard operating procedures of how to deal with X when Y happens. What to do when this happens, go here, go there. When this happens, call so-and-so. Take yourself out of it by documenting everything down and make sure that you can pass it on to somebody else. Invest the money that you're making into staff as quick as you possibly can to buy yourself time back. Now that time is going to stop you from getting divorced. And as one of my mentors says, it's cheaper to keep her. So you want to make sure that you don't ever get to that point. But not only are you going to buy time back for your family and to be able to enjoy yourself and enjoy what you've created, you're going to buy yourself time to work on your business. And I cannot stress how important that is. Working on your business with no distractions from operations helps you get very creative and ultimately allows you to scale further and further. When I got help, my business results went up 700% instantly. Within the first 6 months of getting help, 700% gain. Because I came out of the business, I passed off the ops, and then I was able to grow the business based on my ideas, how we could add extra revenue streams, how we could get more efficient with processes, how we could save money on, multi-deals, things like that. So there's so much more. But when you're stuck in the ops, you ain't got time to concentrate on that. When you're stuck in the ops, you haven't got time to concentrate on acquiring property. And acquisitions is the most important thing in your business. My company motto is acquiring property for cash flow. That means that is the single most important thing within my business over and above anything else. Acquiring property for cash flow. That means we have to have people focused specifically on doing that role at all times. In the beginning, that falls to you, just like it fell to me before I built my team out, before I had my internal deal sourcing team built out, it fell on me. I had to go acquire the property for cash flow. I can't be doing 25, 30 viewings a week if I'm also running guests for 50 hours a week. It's impossible. So you have to have the trade-off. You need to get that looked after, because the guest side of things, once the booking's made, unfortunately, it doesn't make you any more money. Once the booking's made, that's it. That's your cost, and you're going to have to incur that. It comes out your profit of the booking. The only way we're going to make more money is getting more bookings. But a certain property can only have so many bookings per month. It's only got 30, 31 days to sell, 28 in February. So what we need to do is acquire more property, and we do that by getting out the ops. But also getting out the ops is going to save your marriage, save your relationships, and give you time back so that, more importantly, you enjoy this business. Because if you don't, then you'll end up hating it and you'll end up giving it up. It can be a battle, this game, and you can get very demotivated at times. All it takes is a couple of bad guests, a couple of refunds, and all of a sudden you're not enjoying it anymore. All it takes is you having to scrub toilets because your cleaner hasn't turned up, and you've got a massive contractor booking coming in the next day to realize, I don't want to do this. Especially when you're then having to go to work and you're answering phone calls and your boss is on your back asking you why you're not paying attention, why you're always on your phone, or you're constantly stressed and anxious because you can't actually use your phone at work, and you know that you've probably got guests ringing you. You've got to get this problem sorted out, and if you don't do it, there's no point getting involved in this game because it will crush you. But if you do it, you can build empires. And by doing that, you just have to systemize and process everything. I cannot stress enough how much you need to get out the ops. Please take my advice on this. I've learned the hard way, and I've also experienced the good way, and I choose the good way every time. Join us tomorrow for the final video in this series. It's been an amazing 29 days so far. Tomorrow is number 30, and what we have planned for you after this series is going to be even better. So please hit that subscribe button and give me a like, and please, please, please share this with anybody that you know that is looking to get into this amazing industry, to give them the knowledge as well so they can get started in building their empire.